good morning, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday. We're going to give this a little time and let the people come in. I am P. Ray Easley, your Republican candidate for the 7th Congressional District. Again, good morning, good morning, good morning. Today we are trying a different light. It's like a yellow light, so we'll see how this goes today. But again, welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's live is going to be very quick. We're going to talk about the No Kings riots or the No Kings protests and how this is actually the most Negrophobic thing I've ever seen in my life. We're going to talk about ICE and a little bit about Chicago. And Okay, and we are back. We are back. I got a phone call and it knocks me off, but I hope that everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, send me a thumbs up. So, first things first, shout out to everybody who has been working with us on this movement to bring ICE to the city of Chicago. We've been very diligent about building a relationship with the President of the United States in order to get the federal resources that we deserve. We asked the city council, we asked the state house, we asked the Cook County commissioners to stop this whole movement for sanctuary cities, towns, and counties. They refused to do so. We went to City Hall and asked them to do it. They refused to do so. Therefore, we had to reach out to the federal government and get the attention of the President of the United States of America in order to get the help that we feel we deserve. Now, once that help arrives, then you had all of these white liberals who came out the woodwork who were like, no, they don't need help. We're going to fight to get the feds out of Chicago. Why are you guys fighting to take away the help that we asked for? These illegals are not living in your neighborhoods. They're not shooting your kids. They're not stabbing people. The woman who did my hair, shout out to her, she works for a CTA. She was sharing with me how, on the trains, they're stabbing people and gutting them. But because CTA has a no media clause, you don't know about the chaos that the illegals are currently doing on the Chicago Transit Authority vehicles. So we say all that to say, white liberals, leave us alone. Please get out of our business. We asked for this help and we're getting this help. It is not your responsibility to come into our communities and tell us that we are wrong for asking for help from the federal government because we are American citizens. It's not your business to come here and get in ICE's way. Get out of their way. When you see ICE, move to the right, just like it's an emergency vehicle. This is a very serious matter that we are trying to accomplish, and we're not going to be able to do it successfully if we have these white liberals who constantly feel like their thoughts and opinions are superior to ours, and it's their job to come into our communities and tell us how we should politic and govern ourselves. The No Kings marches were extremely negrophobic, not racist, negrophobic, because Negro people are the ones who asked for this help. We went out of our way to get this help. And now you're here trying to ruin this for us because you feel that we are obligated to take these people in our communities. They didn't move them to where all these people drove to the city of Chicago to march in the street against our move. How dare you? You guys were not out there with us in Amundsen Park when we were stopping the shelter from taking over the field house. You were not with them people out there in South Shore when they were trying to stop them from taking over the old South Shore Hospital. South Shore High School. But now you have all of this time and all of this energy to dedicate to people who do not have social security numbers, who don't have birth certificates, and who are literally draining our tax coffers dry. We can't afford these people anymore. So please, all of you people who are saying no kings and we don't want the feds. Oh, yes, we do. We want them right here on the west side of Chicago. We want them on the south side of Chicago. That move that happened over there in South Shore, those people are happy that that happened. They specifically asked for help in that particular building. And then there's another building that's on South Shore Drive, I think down on like near 73rd. Someone reached out about that yesterday. So guess what? We're going to push that address forward as well. I want to give a shout out to Greg Bovino, who is over the Customs and Border Patrol mission here in the city of Chicago. We tweet each other a lot, actually. And he was on 16th and Ridgeway on Saturday. So I saw the video and I retweeted it. And I said, oh, look, Border Patrol is on 16th, getting their west side on. That chief literally said that him being on 16th Street was the best time he's ever had in his entire service of working for Border Patrol. Because when he came to the west side of Chicago, the people gave him hugs and love and high fives and encouraged him. So I tweeted him and I said, hey, if you ever want to go to Austin, let me know. It would be an honor to meet you. Y'all, the man tweeted me back and said, P. Ray, the honor would be mine. It would be an honor to meet you. We are coming to Austin. We are going to tell you when we're ready to go to Austin. So Border Patrol is going to Austin. If you don't like it, stay in the house and get out the way. Because, see, I asked y'all for help. I asked all of these glitterati people who wanted to get together and have press conferences and talk about how we need to help our neighbors. I came to y'all and I asked y'all for help. We were on Black Excellence Hour for 3 years on WVON asking for help. And so now we got it. Okay, so please get out the way. You had an opportunity to stop all of this. ICE never would have been here had we had the opportunity to vote on whether or not we were going to be a sanctuary city. But Mayor Johnson decided that that's not something that he wanted to give to the citizens. So we had to go get our own help. It is not easy to get the attention of the President of the United States of America. It's not. It is actually extremely difficult. But we were able to do that because we were not going to just curse our God and die like Job's wife told him to do. No, we are not doing it. So please get out the way and wish us luck. Wish us luck. Chicago is going to be the standard of what happens when the local leadership fails to meet the needs of the people, because now we got the whole federal government behind us. I told y'all that was my Donnie, okay? To my Donnie. Shout out to my Donnie, because I'm his P-Ray. Straight up. Straight up. That's why he keeps on talking about the ladies in the red hats. He's talking about those Chicago mega hats that I introduced to the world on Fox News. I'm like, everybody's wearing these hats. So he's like, yeah, the women with the hats on in Chicago. This is not a game. This was never for clout. This was never for attention. This was to save our community. And now the community is being saved. And those who are getting paid to save the community now have attitudes. I can't believe that you call them here. I can't believe that you call the feds here. You damn right I did. What was I supposed to just keep on waiting on y'all to keep on failing us? And then I can go and sit in the meeting and trauma bond with everybody else too and talk about, oh Lord, what we gonna do? We're not doing that anymore. Lastly, please stop telling Negro people that ICE is coming to get them. ICE is not coming to bother Negro people. ICE went on North Avenue in Costner and raided the Walmart on October 3rd. And guess what? No Negroes were harmed in that mission. When they were over here on 16th and Ridgeway, guess what? 16th and Ridgeway. Guess what? No Negroes were harmed. Stop telling Black people that they are going to be kidnapped by ICE. That's not happening. Stop lying and saying that they're taking Negroes to Broadview. Why would they take Negroes all the way to Broadview to process them and let them go? How are the people getting back to the city if they were dropped off in Broadview? There's no bus, there's no train. So where are all the receipts of people hitchhiking back to the city after ICE grabbed them? That's not happening, friends. That is not happening. They want to emotionally manipulate us so that we can use our political capital to fight against ICE. They want to use our Black bodies as shields against the federal government's campaign to get the illegals out of our town. Okay, get out the way. The boy that said that he was held for 8 hours, we don't believe any of that. None of that again. Why would ICE hold them? I'll leave you with this story. On December 18th, 2017, December 18th, 2016, Baby Love and I were coming back into the United States from Senegal. Because remember, I went into this exile to protest Barack Obama and Rahm Emanuel. So we're repatriating into the country. We come through the port at O'Hare Airport. I hand the man 2 passports, 2 American passports, and I say, "Welcome to America. I'm so happy to be here." He looked at my daughter, who was dressed in African attire. I had on like a sweater and some jeans. And he said, "How do you know her?" I said, "This is my baby. I grew her in my body. Like, what are you talking about?" He's like, come with me." So we follow him down this long hallway and we get into a big old room, and across the top, it's like a yellow and red sign, and it says, "You are not in the United States of America. You are at the border. This is Border Patrol." So at that point, P. Ray goes off, because why am I back here? Like, where are you going to deport me to? So I'm like, get us from back here. I don't know why I'm back here. People are quiet. They're crying. It's just a horrible place to be in. So because P. Ray was causing such a ruckus, the Chicago Police Department came. And they could hear this Chicago accent. So they said, "Why are you back here?" I said, "That's what I want to know. Why am I back here?" So they said, "All right, come with us." They take me into a room. They give me back my passports. They apologize profusely. They're like, "No Americans are ever supposed to be back here. I bet that man Gilbert brought you back here." I said, "It was Gilbert." They say, "Yes, it was. We are so sorry, Miss Easley. Take your passports. Have a good day." So I've been held by Border Patrol. And guess what? They didn't try to ship me anywhere. Nobody beat me up. If they grab you, you're going to be held just for a couple of minutes while they work out whatever they need to work out, and then they're going to let you go. I sent a letter to the State Department because, of course, I'm very upset. Like, why were me and my child put in border control rather. And they were like, "Oh, sometimes we have to put people through secondary inspection. We just wanted to make sure that she belonged to you." I'm like, "So did you call Cook County and get a birth certificate? Did you call any relatives? Like, how did you all confirm that this little girl belonged to me?" And they didn't have any answers. So seeing is that I actually went through this experience, I can tell you it is not what they are making it seem. If Border Patrol grabs you, just give it a few minutes, let them figure out who you are, and they are going to let you go. The U.S. government is not going to spend any federal tax money putting Negroes in Border Patrol or sending ICE to bother Negroes. They're not kicking in our doors. They're not coming through the windows. None of that is happening. And if people are telling you that's happening, it's because they want to emotionally manipulate you so that you can use your American privilege in order to push for the illegals. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. You know what we're doing, friends? We're calling ICE. 866-DHS2-ICE, 866-347-2423. See something and say something today. The government is closed, so you might have to go on the ICE website and fill out a form. But do your part and do not allow these people to emotionally manipulate you into engaging in Negrophobia, because it was the Negroes in the city of Chicago who asked for this. We didn't ask white liberals for their permission, but we did ask them for their help. And they did not show up. And so now we have to lean on the help from Donald Trump. To my Donnie, thank you to my Donnie. With all of that being said, P. Ray 47 is popping. We are turning in our petitions on Monday. So if you haven't had a chance to sign, please send me a note and I will pull up on you so I can get your signature. We are about to rock this thing. And they understand that, which is why there is so much propaganda against what we are doing. When I started this movement in 2018, they say, "Oh, just forget her. She just being rebellious. She'll come back. She'll stop." And the movement grew and grew and grew and grew and grew, and now it's humongous, and they cannot control it. So the only way that they can do that is through emotional manipulation. Negroes, you are not going to be picked up by ICE. When you see them, clap and move to the right, just like you would any other emergency service. With that, happy Thursday. Again, if you are interested in helping get a petition signature, come give me a call. And once we turn in the petitions, we are formally going to launch. It is time, guys. It's time for us to move on from people who believe that we are idiots and want to manipulate us. I personally find that offensive, and you should too, because we are a great people. We don't need anybody to speak on our behalf. We don't need anybody to make things clear for us. We don't need any of that, because we are as American as sweet potato pie, and we as American people are the most invested in this land. We have nowhere else to go. P. Ray for Congress. See you later.